What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having an enjoyable day, and I hope you had a great weekend. This is actually the first time I'm filming in a couple days because I did a few with my brother Matt, which, if you haven't seen, he brought his F-150 over to my house for a little while, and we did a few videos. Had a great time making it. I want to thank him first and foremost for bringing me the truck to test out and compare against the Tundra. And the last video we made was him driving the supercharged Tundra, this one, and it was just a great time to make. And he's so happy with the way it came out, and he's so happy that you guys enjoyed him being there, and it was a very fun, positive experience. So there will be more of him on the channel. I'm gonna get him down here for some more testing. We're gonna do some more testing with the F-150, maybe a fuel mileage run with it against this truck. We'll probably do a few live streams, whatever we can get him down here for. There's definitely a lot more to be done with the F-150. But overall, it was a great time. And a lot of you guys have commented or private messaged me with his Supercharger Activate line that he said. And I'm to the point where I'm about to make Supercharger Activate Tundra Dude t-shirts because of how funny the comment was and how much you guys actually liked it. So Matt, I'm sure you're watching. You watch all my videos. Thank you very much for doing it. Great time, a lot of fun. Just can't wait to do another one. But anyway, I don't really even know what I'm going to title today's video. I kind of just want to talk about the experience with the F-150 a little bit. I feel like I learned a lot driving the F-150. I learned a lot driving the Tundra after the F-150, which this is one of my first rides after the F-150. I've been using the FRS to go to work. I feel like my brother, not necessarily being a truck guy, a lot was learned in the short amount of time that he was in this truck, and some of the things he said kind of struck home on me a little bit, and I think you guys will agree. One of the things he said was when he's in the Tundra, he feels like he's in a real truck. You know, what you'd expect when you think of a truck, a big, heavy, ill-handling, powerful vehicle. And not necessarily ill-handling, but compared to his truck, we'll call it ill-handling. I like some of the comments. Like I said, make sure you go back and check out the videos, the last 3. There's some really good stuff. Maybe the last 2. We did an exhaust note comparison, which was basically just, you know, we revved up his truck, we revved up my truck, just so you can hear the sound of each. No knock. Just, you know, so you can hear the sound of each. That's really all I was trying to do with that before we did the 2 videos, which were the walk around, and then yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we did the supercharged drive with him doing this truck. But overall, you know, he was saying how this one feels way more like a truck than his. The F-150 that I drove, it's a 2.7 liter EcoBoost. The difference between that truck and this truck is that truck felt very light. Okay, it felt very light. When the turbos kicked in, it felt very quick. What he said that really struck home to me is when he's driving this truck, the power feels more heavy, and in a good way. You know, when you get that supercharger to go, you really feel it dig down and push, you know, almost 7,000 pounds of truck versus his turbos, which honestly, it feels like night and day when you're driving the F-150 and you're driving this truck. So now I've driven all 4 major manufacturers in the half-ton game. And I can honestly say, and this is neither good nor bad, the F-150 is at the top of the list when it comes to, like, the ease of driving it. And I mean that in the way of, like, he kind of said this, and I totally agree. He's never owned a half-ton pickup. This is just, actually, this is his first pickup of any range, even mid-size. And he said when he got in, he felt comfortable right away. It was like a big SUV. And I totally agree with that statement. I wasn't nervous behind the wheel at all. Usually when I'm behind the wheel of something new for the first time, I'm cautious, learning how it maneuvers and everything. But it really felt like a big SUV. So, like, when it comes to that, it definitely was lighter on its feet. I feel like the F-150 would be a great truck, like my brother, for someone who is just getting into the half-ton pickup market. And they want a pickup truck, but they don't want a truck that drives like a truck, if that makes sense. And on the other end of the spectrum, all the way on the other end, the Tundra of the 4 is the most truck-like drive. And what I mean by that is it's heavy. It handles like a truck used to handle. You know, you got your leaf springs, you got your big V8 engine, you're feeling all the bumps, just everything about it. This is a truck kind of drive, and that is not a bad thing or a good thing. Some people want that truck feel, and that's what the Tundra will offer. I feel like the Ram is kind of like right in the middle, almost like a hybrid. You still got that 5.7 liter Hemi, but then you got the coilovers in the back to help with the ride, so it doesn't really feel like a truck. It's kind of a nice ride down the road. You don't feel all the bumps. And I feel like the Chevy, like the Silverado, is more near what the Tundra is, kind of your old school truck feel. So that's kind of, and that's what's great about the half-ton market, is there's so much diversity in it. You could get something that rides like an SUV, but you could still haul stuff. You could get stuff that uses a twin turbo engine and feels fun to drive. Or if you're old school and you like that old school truck feel, you could go buy something like this, Tundra or a Chevy, and you could still have that old school V8 truck feel. So I'm definitely calling that out. Like, the Tundra definitely feels like a truck always has to me. And what I mean by that is, like I said, you know, with the way it handles, the way it rides, the way it sounds, this is still your classic truck. While everyone else is starting to move on to that newer generation of truck, aluminum body, twin turbo V6, things like that. So throughout the half-ton category, you pretty much get anything you want. And high five to that. I mean, there's no reason, and I say this all the time, there's no reason to hate each brand. You know, I mean, obviously you could be loyal to what you like, but don't be blind. Blind loyalty is not a good thing. You should always open your eyes. We can all learn from each other, okay? And it's kind of like driving that F-150 the other day. It was something completely different, and I opened my eyes to it, and I embraced the differences, and I've been thinking about it ever since, in the way of, here's why it's different than my Tundra. Here's what I like about it. Here's what I don't like about it. Kind of that deal. One thing that's pretty cool is the way that his truck felt. He had a Super Crew, and I think it was an XLT Sport Super Crew. Super Crew is kind of like a Crew Max, not as big, same idea. But it drove a lot like that double cab SR5 TRD that I had a couple weeks ago. Remember when I told you, like, this Crew Max felt heavy, powerful but heavy, and when I got in the double cab, it felt lighter and could handle really well. And as soon as I got behind the wheel of his F-150, the first thing I thought about was that. That's what it felt like. It felt like driving the double cab. So it was kind of just one of those things where I didn't plan today's video as far as what I was going to say. I just wanted to come on and talk and just kind of say how much the F-150 is different in a good and bad way, depending on how you look at it. If you want something light on its feet, maybe something you'll drive more locally, because I really just I don't know if I put my trust yet in the twin turbo game. And what I mean by that is the reliability of turbos, you know, it's not really at the top of the reliability scale, we'll call it. Personally, I like the old school V8 feel, and that's why I drive Tundras, but I think we could learn a lot from the EcoBoost V6 setup, because eventually all the trucks will most likely be going that direction. That's just the future. That's the way it's going to be. So let us learn, let us like, let us love, and make sure you comment below this video and let me know what you think. You could also let me know what other videos you would like to see from his EcoBoost Ford, or if you would like to see any videos on my father's Ram, because I have the Ram readily available every day if you want to see, like, you know, comparison in fuel mileage, which might be a good one to do if I do like a pump-to-pump review of the fuel mileage for this again, and then the Ram right on top of it, so you can kind of see the difference, because that Ram is still that V8 big truck. So, but let me know what you think. Once again, thank you guys for watching with me and Matt. That was a lot of fun making those videos, and I know he had a great time doing it. So Matt, Supercharger Activate, thanks for starting a revolution with that. And guys, I look forward to talking to you. Let me know what you think in the video, or excuse me, let me know what you think in the comments below. Twitter and Instagram at TundraDude34. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.